Show us your Nen. Wrong anime. Welcome to your magical moon message. This is the Peace Dealer. I'm totally not some clone from another dimension that replaced your dimension's Peace Dealer. Because that's preposterous and shit like that doesn't happen. And if it did, it happened in a dream realm while he was still asleep. So the consciousness he woke up with isn't the same one he went to sleep with. My bad, wrong dimension. Anyway, welcome. This is the Peace Dealer. Maybe, maybe not. Y'all keep on asking, where's Sir Oreo? Where's Sir Oreo? Look, he just left one day. I'm sorry. He was mad I wasn't paying him. I haven't put up the episode. He dyed his hair. He don't even have his old hair anymore. You feel me? So don't worry. We'll see how we can bring him back. Maybe, but yeah, the moon is going through the nodes today of destiny. So that's like train tracks being switched. And maybe if you're not too aware, you may not notice how the actions you're taking towards certain people or archetypes of people in relationships are switching forever. Not really. They're subtly switching. You might have an argument with someone, they don't argue back with you like they normally do, saying all the petty shit they didn't have to say. Be careful. Or you start to see someone or certain people or yourself investing a bit more than you did. That is the train track effect. I'm giving you a very subtle and somewhat extreme example. It doesn't have to be extreme or deep at all. You could just be having a conversation with somebody and you just argue about Digimon versus Pokemon, like maybe 1 extra minute than you normally do. Just want to be mindful of these fluctuations. This is the 2-week nodal chapter we do every month now since the since I guess middle of last year. Basically since the North Node entered Aries, every 2 weeks from Moon in Libra to the Moon in Aries, we unlock power. And then from Moon in Aries to Moon in Libra, we do the same thing, but the emphasis is a little different. So, of course, this is just going to remind you, based on the balanced understanding of, in relation to this Aquarius sun now making a 240-degree angle to the sun with the moon, 240 to 270 Sagittarius signature of ascension, ascension. This is definitely going to bring a final harvest of the knowledge you're aware of by helping you understand relative to other people, because this is Libra, right? It's the balanced understanding, the agreements of, hey, I don't think I like the way that, you do this, and maybe we can do this like that, compromises so that this enables you to show ninth house, all right, of Libra, other people, okay, you're an N. You're ready to show them what you got, because they're gonna judge you mercilessly on whether they want to recruit you to their guild. And if you get recruited during this train track switch, new moon in Aquarius, you start a new cycle with a new guild of people, a new group of people. Some of you may not even realize that you are currently transforming your current guild or elements of your current place of belonging or group of people you mess with or mess with you are transforming. This is bringing to a classic element the harvest of the refinement of their energy. And every component that now adds all of this to understand who they are with much more advanced knowledge. So that's cool. Maybe in a way, I guess. We kind of want to take into account relative to this balanced understanding how in coming into much more of a complete definition of this, that you become more aware of who you no longer mess with. And it's weird because this doesn't have to really mean that you're cutting people off or you're growing apart from people. But if it's not the case, then you're not going to experience it. And that means that you have balanced your being with other people. All right. you want to look at the moon or Libra transits like that, it's going to put you in situations that can frustrate a lack of balance within yourself or with other people, so that it could be addressed, whether through instigation, outright petty drama, mature dynamics, smacking each other in the face. This is going to be dealt with, all right? If, of course, things are balanced, you will now understand and experience flow between you and others. Libra is also speaking of just the interpersonal relationship action between you and yourself, relating with yourself and you and other people. If there is no balance, this is going to be brought up so it could be dealt with. Okay. And this is where Taurus makes an 8th house effect to Libra, in that it transforms Libra. Taurus is like a stubborn rock, okay? And when Taurus now asks Libra, hey, what do you think about our plans together? You know? And Libra is like, well, I think, and Taurus is like, it doesn't matter what you think about our plans together, jabroni. And that can create problems because, you know, the strength of one character may overpower the process of balance and compromise in the others. And before you know that, Libra just gets hit with the rock bottom, and now they lost the world championship. So this could very well be this could bring a lot of friction. The moon's going to king kunks Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus, and, you know, the Neptune and Saturn and Pisces is foggy. It's like the referee didn't see that. And so, you know, it just looks like, hey, that was just meant to happen. All right, I'm going off tangent. So, yeah, the 9th house angle to Aquarius is finishing the 3rd stage harvest that we started in Leo, 1st stage harvest, Virgo, 2nd stage harvest, and of course Libra, which is going to direct the strength that we harvested and the perspective we now used that strength to energize and change, producing that real effect, changing our behavior. And now it's time to present and show that behavior to other people. In 2 weeks, the moon's going to be in Aries, and the social understanding that is forming the philosophical nature of what you know and how you know it will now become your individual understanding of how you form an attitude, a raw original language and attitude. Think Jess Hilarious and her reckless conversation. Every Aquarius has 3rd house Aries. They have reckless mouths. Like it's crazy. They're royalty, but they can curse like sailors. It's actually really cool. But this is what is going to take that philosophy and actively make it a part of your language. See, 2 weeks ago, I put these people on. Now I call it put on a motherfucker. See, I put on motherfuckers. This is you in 2 weeks. See how I put on motherfuckers? Call me Mr. Put a Motherfucker On. And this is because of your actions now where you were putting motherfuckers on. And that now added to your philosophical approach. You know what? I know I'm a motherfucker that puts motherfuckers on because you've taken actions and you put that motherfucker on. You put that motherfucker on. That motherfucker didn't even want to be put on. You put that motherfucker on anyway. You. And so 2 weeks from now, when now you're processing the actions you took with others, putting them the fuck on, now your attitude in the moon in Aries is a bit warrior. It's a bit raw, like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm Mr. Put a Motherfucker On. Motherfucker, it's Mr. Put a Motherfucker On. This is post the new moon. So now you started a new cycle with your new friends. And now amongst your friends, yeah, you know, it's me. I'm part of the game, Mr. Put a Motherfucker On. But if you did not put motherfuckers on today, you cannot say that in 2 weeks. Otherwise, you'd be frauding. And you could be called out for being a fraud. So this is very important. Be mindful of what you are showing you have harvested. All right, you don't want to have to be given any whack nicknames. You know what I mean? You don't be running from motherfuckers, or you run from this motherfucker, you run from that motherfucker, and now they call you Mr. Run from motherfuckers. We're not doing that, all right? So be mindful of that, okay? This is you coming into a very visual harvest of what it is you're harvesting relative to the nature of how you apply this transformation of your behavior of how you know what you know towards other people. Heavy on putting MFers in their place. We're gonna say, and not like I'm into that, like, oh, I'm gonna put you in your place. But you know what? Sometimes people, instead of minding their own business, try and mind your business. You gotta put a motherfucker in their place. And then you put that motherfucker in their place. And you put that motherfucker in their place. And then 2 weeks from now, you're like, yeah, Mr. Put a motherfucker in their place. That's gonna be a lot of you in 2 weeks. It's gonna be a lot of you watching in 2 weeks. So there you go. Moon's gonna go into Scorpio. You're gonna begin to complete this harvest by now understanding the intense wisdom, Moon Scorpio, of the knowledge. And it's a fancy way of saying like the drama we experience when in Leo is gonna be even more dramatic. It's gonna be even more crazy dramatic. All right. So for example, Megan Thee Stallion dropped his when the moon was in her sign in Leo. And you know Leo is just going to be dramatic. Like, it has to be dramatic. It's the lead role, right? So Scorpio takes Leo's drama and it just adds sauce to it. So like, this is just beginning. Like, and I'm using that as an example. Let that conflict she's going through just be an example for everyone's going through in the collective. So before we add more sauce, Moon and Libra is going to try and create peace, even though inadvertently instigating some more. And that's what's going to create saucy drama. Because the only difference between Leo and Scorpio is that Leo is spicy and Scorpio is saucy. They're literally the same person. Scorpio is basically just a gothic Leo. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. I'll stop doing astrology right now. That's it. That's it. Taurus is a bougie Leo. And Aquarius is like a weird ass Scorpio. Like, yeah, I don't know what to say. I used to think that these signs were different. I was so wrong. They're all stubborn. But other than that, they're all currency. They're all royalty. I have to be very careful about how I'm saying what I'm saying because I don't want to die. Because they have money. And they can possibly arrange to get my car blown up. I mean, I don't know if I'm relevant enough for that. But yeah. So this transit, you're going to see and understand who and what you can balance your advanced understanding of yourself. Mars and Mercury and Capricorn are going to square the moon, and all that's going to oppose Chiron and Aries. So it's like forcing yourself to actually have a mature conversation with somebody, which isn't necessarily bad, except this is someone who you want to smack in the face because they've been talking shit, and now they're trying to act like just because we're in a professional setting, I won't smack the shit out of you because you're still talking slick like I don't know what you said to me before. And not everyone is Sexy Red who can just look at Just Hilarious and be like, I don't like you, because Aries is the one. Aries is not going to play that shit. And not everyone is like that. Not everyone's the one like that. And so some of you have to kind of, play the Libra route, be classy, be like, oh, how you doing? Oh, bitch, I don't fucking like you. But the Capricorn's organized, so you can smack the bitch, but you really just can't, unless you want to see. And some of you are Sexy Red, so you can. If you're Aries, do your thing. But the rest of you non-Aries people, you know what I mean? This is going to help you know how to compromise even more. And that frustration with having to balance the organization, but then you still have to let people know you're not a bitch in the Aries, it's going to be a balancing act. And I hope you have fun with this. Just make sure in 2 weeks, you're going to know if you're a put a motherfucker on, or Mr. or Mrs. put people in their place, or Mr. or Mrs. run from people and duck smoke. You don't want to be that. You want to be that. But you also want to be the savage, raw, smack a bitch every time I see you. Some of you do. We see you. We're not talking about you. But for the rest of us non-Aries people out here, some of you, they're not trying to do that. You feel me? And this is going to help you understand how to work with people who maybe you may not want to, but how to also show people what you have harvested. And none of this matters. This is all filler. All this shit is bullshit. Once we step into the moon in Aquarius, it's a whole new alien adventure. So just consider this filler. The South Node is going to let you know who you shouldn't fuck with anymore. And that's not really what it is, but that's what it is. And you stay blessed as always, and we'll see who you are in 2 weeks. As for me, It's Mr. Deal That Peace, motherfucker.